everyone, my name's Allie and welcome back to my channel, Mindful Living. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how easily you can grow Swiss chard indoors. I grew 3 Swiss chard plants in my hydroponic garden. This is an AeroGarden which uses water and nutrients to grow your plants. In this video, I'll be sharing how my plants did from seed all the way to harvest, so let's go ahead and get started. So I started my Swiss chard from seed, and this was in the middle of March. It took about 7 days for my plants to germinate. Keep in mind that Swiss chard can take 7 to 14 days to germinate, and I decided to only do 3 plants in this one AeroGarden. This is a 6-pod AeroGarden, but I did want to leave more space in between the plants as Swiss chard can get quite large. Normally, Swiss chard takes 50 to 60 days to reach maturity, but when growing hydroponically in an AeroGarden, they grow a lot faster. I found within 30 to 35 days, I was already harvesting my leaves. When growing in an AeroGarden, you only want to have 1 plant per pod, so make sure to thin your seedlings out if necessary, as you don't want to overcrowd your plants. At this point, we're about halfway through the growth cycle, so this would be about 15 to 20 days. You can see how large the plants are. The one in the middle you will see is a lot smaller than the other 2 plants on the outside. The middle plant took a little longer to germinate, and I did find just in general it did not grow as large as these 2, so maybe next time I would only do 2 plants in this AeroGarden instead of 3. I'm curious to see after I harvest the larger plants if the little one will continue to grow and get just as large. I was actually surprised with how big these plants got and how big their leaves were. It was almost comparable to growing in a container outdoors, which I do every spring and summer. Here I'm just showing a close-up of the middle plant. Like I said, it's a lot smaller. When growing Swiss chard indoors, you want to maintain a room temperature of 60 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit or 15.5 to 24 degrees Celsius. Under these conditions, Swiss chard will need plenty of direct sunlight, so with the AeroGarden it is on a timer, providing 15 hours of light each day. On top of this, in order for your Swiss chard to grow rapidly, you do need to provide it with nutrients. These are the AeroGarden nutrients that I'm just showing you here. So you put this in every 2 weeks when the light is flashing red. Afterwards, go ahead and press the light button again so it reminds you in another 2 weeks to provide your plant with more nutrients. Also make sure you're topping up the water so it never gets too low. There's also a reminder for this on the AeroGarden so that you know when to add more water, but I always like to add more water before it even says to. One of the main reasons I love growing Swiss chard is because it is a nutrient-dense superfood. Swiss chard leaves contain vitamin A, C, K, fiber, and potassium. And of course, the entire plant is edible. You can eat the stalks of your Swiss chard all the way up to the leaves, so nothing goes to waste. There's plenty of ways to eat Swiss chard. You can saute it in a pan, add it to stir fries, add it to your soups, your salads, in sandwiches. At this point, my plants are about 30 days old, and in a few days I'm going to be harvesting them. The leaves are quite large and they're basically passing the light at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and harvest using the cut and come again method. So this is when you harvest the larger outer leaves, and then I'm going to leave the new growth in the middle to continue growing, so I may get another harvest off these plants as well. Here I am just harvesting the second plant. When the leaves get close to the light like this, you want to go ahead and harvest them right away because they can have a little bit of damage if they touch the light for too long. So make sure you're moving and adjusting your light as the plant grows. When the plant gets large enough, that's a sure sign that it's time to harvest your leaves. But you can also harvest baby leaves from your Swiss chard earlier than this. I'm going to do a quick chop of my leaves here, and I'll be enjoying this in a salad. But like I said earlier, there are so many different ways to incorporate this leafy green into your diet. I hope if you guys enjoyed learning about how to grow Swiss chard indoors, that you will give it a try yourself. Make sure to leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my future uploads. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one.